I would best be able to describe that in a poem. Because there is this particular poem that I wrote that I've taught a lot at. I'm going to pull it up here for you, but it's called Tree Friends. And I was very sad. I love nature. I'm trying to rewild my yard right here and take it back to nature. And I have to tell my husband, the land remembers if we don't put chemicals on it, right? So
Hmm.
I really, to me, ecopoetics is a way of us trying to maybe sometimes speak for the land or how to bring it back into being. Or I have a line where I say, my people forgot they came from the earth. And I think about that because in Western society, we get so far away from it. But indigenous teachings and in people that live closer to the land, they have that better understanding. I grew up in Iowa, Connor, so I would swim in the cornfields when they'd flood. And so I was always around cornfields. And truly, I feel a person of rural and urban. I'm comfortable in each area. But this is my poem called Tree Friends. And I use this when I teach. And I have a friend who turned it into Spanish, Raul with his wife, and it was at the public library downtown. And we asked all the community to respond to the poem. So Robert Wall Kimmerer has a book, Braiding Sweetgrass, and I'm kind of connecting with her ideas of when I work with people, what was the thing that gave you that first love of nature? Was it a tree? Was it a river? Was it some woods you went to? Like getting back to the origin story. So this is called Tree Friends. Talk grows deep in bereft woods, no human hands to mold or trim limbs. Tree friends decide the people are worth saving. They call to the gusts their desires, and off go tiny helicopters. Off go robins carrying seed. Forests take over farm fields. Thirsty limbs stretch to creeks. Gossip in the wood root web say, hill cousin spring, where land was stripped. Children run under boughs. Leaves wind in wind currents. Folks do not mind scat squirrels, birds leave. Trunks bend, sway, leaf whispers meander. Maybe the earth will not fade if we keep weaving shade and people can nap under our branches on clear sky, fair days. So that little poem was in my next collection, How to Write Absence. But the community sent in poems and songs and drawings and paintings. And it was my call for like, remember, we're animals. This is the only earth we have. And there's a line by Simon Ortiz in a poem called We've Been Told Many Things, but We Know This to Be True. And he talks about our responsibility to nature. And nature does need us. So that's just a little bit of, I think, of how I go about ecopoetics. Not a didactic hitting you on the head message, but a call to empathy and tenderness for like our ant friends. I killed some ants and I felt very badly about it. Or the trees that, we have around us that are right now experiencing drought. So yeah, ecopoetics is big. It's like the world of poetry can only be added to, kind of like science. And
Hmm.
that's what a poet, an Arkansas poet, who's one of my favorites from C.D. Wright, she says poetry can only be added to like science. So people may have a different view of ecopoetics. This is a very simple poem, not a lot of difficult words, but it's like there is a connection between us and nature if we listen.